Kristin Chenoweth in a Hallmark Christmas film. What could go wrong? Well, as it turns out, absolutely nothing. This is a breathtakingly beautiful film. My only complaint is that there's not a big variety of songs in this, and that'll make sense when I explain the narrative. But as far as complaints go, that's really, really minor. A Christmas Love Story was released in 2019. It was directed by Eric Close, written by Nicole Baxter, and as I said, of course, stars Chenoweth as our protagonist, Katherine. We also have Scott Wolf as Greg and Kevin Quinn as Danny. Katherine is a teacher she's a director of a children's choir, a youth choir, and it's run up to their Christmas concert. One day she meets a young man with an absolutely incredible voice. This young man, of course, is Danny, played by Kevin Quinn. He's helping out at the school for extra credit. And I say school, it's not a school. I'm going to keep referring to this as a kind of classroom-based unit because usually that's what these films are. It's not. It's a choir. He's helping out, carrying chairs, lifting boxes for some kind of extra credit. She hears him sing and tries to persuade him to join the choir. But his father is not so keen on the idea. Will Katherine be able to persuade Danny's father to let him be part of this magical Christmas song? It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Something happened that made me sit up and think, well, that's an odd coincidence, but then it wasn't. And I will talk about that at the end. It's a bit of a spoiler. In fact, it's a massive spoiler, so I will leave that to the end. But just the aspect of a young boy maybe reconsidering what he wants to do with his life or his future, and then having to persuade his father to do that, I thought it was just absolutely beautiful. Katherine is a character I loved. Kristin Chenoweth is obviously fantastic, and her voice is ridiculous. We know this. She's a beautiful, beautiful singer. I really enjoyed her performance. I loved watching her interact with both Danny and Greg. Obviously, very different kind of relationships there. But I thought she just embodied the spirit of Christmas. And whenever she was on screen, it just lit up. It's like Katherine, or I guess Chenoweth, is the Christmas light that is in this film, and it's stunning. I loved the rehearsals with the Christmas choir because we got to hear some beautiful songs, but not enough. Some of the songs we heard over and over again, which, yes, obviously when a choir is rehearsing, that's what happens. But just for me personally, I would have liked a bigger variety of songs, or to hear them rehearsing even just snippets of other songs. I think they maybe rehearsed 3 songs throughout the film. So that, for me, is the only thing I would have done differently. The costumes are beautiful. The singing is obviously exquisite. Katherine as a protagonist is amazing. And Greg, Danny's father, even though he's arguably the antagonist because at first he doesn't really understand Danny's wanting to take part in the choir, he's not actually a negative character. I think he is really fascinating. I was really interested to find out what his personal character development would be like and how that would fit in with his relationship with both with his son and with this new woman, Katherine. Katherine I absolutely adored. I thought she was absolutely exquisite. Okay, so the spoiler aspect. This is a big spoiler. I'm about to tell you something that shakes the narrative up. The fact that Danny is her son, at first, I thought was a ridiculous coincidence, and there was no way that Hallmark were going to be able to get away with this without making it sound ridiculous. Oh, just by pure coincidence, Danny happened to join this choir. No, as the film revealed to us, he went looking for her, and that's exactly why he ended up volunteering there. It wasn't a coincidence. They actually developed the narrative enough to give Danny a genuine reason for being there. It wasn't a coincidence. He orchestrated the full thing. And I was so pleased with that because there are similar films that do similar topics where, usually a mother and the child she gave up for adoption just coincidentally happened to cross paths in the most unlikely situations. But no, Hallmark actually made it believable, and I was so over the moon with that. I cannot fault this film. I really can't. I thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish. As I said, would have liked to have heard the choir sing a bigger variety of songs just because they were so beautiful. Vocally, they were absolutely astounding, and I would have liked to have heard them lend their voices to other songs. But aside from that, I have to say A Christmas Love Story is one of the best Hallmark Christmas films I've seen this festive season. Absolutely cannot recommend it enough.